So for those of you that followed my last video, I talked about the things to look out for before getting a brand new laptop. And one of the things I made mention of the brand, I made mention of the screen size. I also made mention of the laptop is a touch or non-touch feature. Is it a convertible computer system? So I also talked about the processor, and I made mention of different kind of processors, and I talked about the RAM. I told you what the RAM is about. So today we'll be looking at the continuation of where we stopped in our last video. To begin with, we talked about the kind of hard drive where I made mention of the HDD, which is the hard disk drive, and the SSD, which is the solid state drive. So one of the things you might want to ask me is this: what are the differences between these two hard drives? So for the HDD, this is the kind of old form of hard drive that basically the hard drive is a kind of component of your laptop that is to save your files. So it's a storage device. So the HDD is the old form of hard drive, and the SSD is the new kind of hard drives that come with these latest kind of laptops. Then one other advantage of the SSD over the HDD is that the SSD is faster than the HDD. Another thing that you should look at, or I want you to know, is that the HDD make use of moving parts or rotors. So before it can process a particular application on your computer system, it has to make use of those rotors or those engines that have been built in it before processing whatever it has or it needs to process. But the SSD doesn't have any moving parts in it, so it just processes your applications very fast. Now, another advantage of SSD over HDD is that when it comes to a moving environment, or when it comes to vibration, for instance, you are playing music on your laptop, it has to do with the level of vibration. The SSD is shock absorbent, like it can absorb shock to a certain level. But the HDD, whenever it's around or is in an environment where there's a vibration effect, it can't withstand shock compared to the SSD. So that's why the HDD hard drive crashes faster than the SSD. Then the SSD is also lightweight, it's not heavy, while the HDD is heavy. One other thing that I would like to tell you about the SSD is that it is very reliable and efficient when compared to the HDD. The only advantage that I see here for the HDD, which is the hard disk drive, is that it is cheaper. The SSD performs better than it, but it is more expensive than the HDD. So let's look at the sizes of our hard disk drives or our storage devices. So we have the lowest size is 32 gig SSD. So those kind of laptops, those kind of storage sizes are used in mini laptops like the HP Stream series. Then we have the 64 gig SSD. It's also used in those mini laptops. We have 128 gig SSD. This one can be used in any kind of laptop. Then we also have the 256 gig SSD. We have the 512 gig. Both SSD and HDD, you can have 512. We have 750 gig, and we have 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, and on like that. So the kind of storage that you need, or what you want to use your laptop for, will determine the storage that you need. So if you want to use it for basic office utilities or work, you can get maybe about 320 gig hard disk drive or 500 gig hard disk drive. Any storage that you just feel won't consume too much information. So, but if you have, you want to use laptop to watch movies, a lot of things, maybe run gaming software and the likes, then you might be considering a storage device or a storage space that is larger.